everybody, welcome to the Flower Patch. My name's Iris Smith, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome guys, thank you so much for all your messages over the weekend and all your wonderful pictures from Diane and Angelique and a lot of other people too. Before we start, I just wish to explain why I haven't done videos. Well, I didn't do the videos over the last week. I had a last minute urgent request from a lady who was really panicking. She'd been let down at the very last minute for some flowers for a wedding, and also to have a birthday cake, not birthday cake, sorry. Here we go. A 2-tier cake arrangement. I have still got it out because the lady's coming to collect today, so I want to show her it before. But she really was quite teary, and she didn't know. She Googled everywhere and my name came up, so she rang me and I told her I can do it for her. So people in need, I am more than willing to help if I've got the right floral and foliage to, create them something what they are urgently requiring. So it did take me a few days to get it all done. And again, other things are boxed up, but I have left the cake one out. And the choice of colours from the lady was oranges, golds, and a few bits of white with some greenery. So I will show you that again at the end. The way I did it, because some people, this is just my way. I find it easier when they're doing a cake thing. Obviously, usually the people who bake the cakes will do the sugar flowers on and create them. But this lady wanted artificial, and the lady who it was for wanted to keep it as a sentimental thing. So I've done it, and I've used, when you buy hat boxes, you get 3 in a in the large, well, the large, medium and small you get in one packet. And the lady gave me, I asked for the measurements and the size of the cake, and luckily she said it's a 10-inch on the bottom and an 8-inch on the top. So I used my hat boxes because obviously they are around the similar size, and I used them, put a bit of foam inside, and worked around it like so. I have had a message of a lady asking if I do videos on wedding flowers. Unfortunately, I don't. The main reason behind that is because if I created a wedding bouquet or flowers, I'm not really gonna be forced to sell them because it may not be somebody's colour. So I don't really take that risk, because then I would have to take it apart. So I don't do videos on my wedding flowers. So I will show you the cake spray at the end. Right, so today, about 2 weeks ago, I went just shopping in a local, we've got it all over the UK, called Home Bargains. And I spotted these, a swag, and it's already got the Norfolk pine on, and it's the rubber texture as well. And it's just got the spine made out of twiggy bits, and for the wreath at the back. And it did have a bow on. I've taken it off. It is 70 centimeters long, so that's just over 2 foot. So I thought, let's do one with that. So the bow that I've chosen, because I'm doing red, silver and white, so the bow that the ribbon that I've chosen is just the red and the natural background with the berries on, and then just a white with silver glittery bits on. And I've done long tail ends because I want to do the waterfall effect going down on both sides. So we've done that. I have got out my bucket or box with the lid on. I've got 3 now. These are like well, they're red, but they are glass. I placed in picks at the bottom already. I may not use all 3. I may just use 2. I don't know yet, but I've got 3 out just to be, you know, on the safe side. So we've got those. I have to be careful because one nearly rolled off my workbench. Oh, just like that. And I didn't want it to smash. Right, so I've got out, and we're going to use some glitter in this as well. So again, I may not use everything, but I've got out what they call a glitter rose leaf spray or stem, and in red. I think I brought 4 or 5 stems out. I don't know why. I'm going to probably be chopping away at these. I've also bought, which I've kept in the packet. I've finished the old packet, so this is a new one where these I've got, if I can just open it. No, they've taped it down really securely. And these are beautiful. I love these. They come in single stems like this in the pack. And I have to be careful because they are heavily glittered and they do shed. So we've got these, I think, I'm not sure what they are, guys, but they're not cypress leaves or fern. They've got some like berries in them as well, and then just some leaves. So we've got those. I've got one main stem and some leftovers of my let me think, they're not the sage, bay leaves. Or are they birch? They may be birch. So we've got those out in silver. I've got a few ginkgo leaves out in silver. I don't know, I may dot a few of those around as well. I've got my silver fern. I've got a couple of bunches and some oddments left in there. And I've got my silver cypress leaves as well, which I want to place around the outside. And we've got those. I do like those as well. I like how they're like double layered with the leaves. Now, I ordered these, and when I ordered them, they said artificial. They arrived and they're not artificial, they are dried. I should have known better, but it was the word artificial that caught me out. I'm thinking I may chop these up and just dot them on the top. So I'm not sure, some are like that, some have got more on, but yes, they are they are dried and preserved. So I ordered 2 of these packs, so they're gonna have to get used. Now I've kept these in the bag as well, some seeded or berries or little berries on twigs, and I thought we could add those in for a bit of different texture. And just for the greenery, I haven't really, because we've got the swag which is full of the Norfolk pine. I've got out a few filler foliage in my ivy, and then I've got out I thought I got 3. No, but I've got 4 here. 4 stems of my mountain pine with some pine cones and some white berries, and also some, I think it's like, looks a little bit like willow. So we've got those as well. So that's what we're going to use today. So if I just move that down, and we'll get started. I'm just going to bring the camera down as well, everybody. So let's just get this down. Again, I'm ever so sorry about last week, you know, but I couldn't let the little lady down. She was really, really teary. I have got down here some variegated eucalyptus, just in case I'd like to place some of that in. I've placed it on the floor as a backup. I thought we could, if I needed something a bit more green with the white on, use that instead. So let's just take this tag off. I think these wreaths, I mean, don't quote me on it, I think they were around probably four English sterling, £4.99, I think, guys. Again, please don't quote me on it. I got them a couple of weeks ago and I've forgotten since then. Right, what I'm wanting to do, I was with the baubles or Christmas ornaments, I was thinking of placing 3 here. They are quite weighty as well. So let me just grab these. I'm going to use these as our background foliage because they are quite heavy, but they are on paperback, so I can, you know, pull them off. Or if you don't want to pull them off, you can leave them as they are like that. And if you feel they're not secure enough in the wreath, then you can, you know, just attach a cable tie to them. But I'm wanting, oh my gosh, let me just place these here because I am so frightened in case they drop. I am wanting to place our wreath, because I will be manipulating this a little bit if I keep it as a whole. Let's just have a quick play with it. Bring the pine cones up. To cover some of that stem, I was thinking of placing the bow here, like so. So let's just have a look. I'm parting so I can get to the wreath base. I may place that a little bit higher. I think I'm going to have to place a tie or cable tie on it. I tend to like to use the black ones, with it being the wreath at the back. So let's just make sure nothing's trapped. So I'm just going to get a cable tie, and I'm just going to go under the bottom. So I'm not going to glue this in. And bring it round to the front. And then just cut some of that off. And then you can play around. Let's just get the packet out. And then I'm going to do one right near to the bottom, about 1 inch away from the tip as well, just so that's also secure. just want to make sure that I don't get any of my pine needles trapped inside the cable tie. And to hold that one in as well. And then you can manipulate if you wish and bring your pine needles back over. So we've got one at the top. I think I'm going to place one at the bottom, and I may split this one and put one either side. So I don't think I need that one. So I'll just turn it upside down. And I'll do the same with this as well. I had a lovely lady ask me if I could do a video on the cake spray that I did, a spiral. I'm ever so sorry. Like again, I don't do my wedding things on videos, and plus they are very time consuming, the cake. You have to take all the flowers off the original stems, and then you have to place it in wire, and then once you've placed the wire in, then you have to cover the wire with floral tape, and then you have to put it on the main wire that I create for the shape. And then as you're going around, you have to keep the floral tape attached to the main wire and wire around each single stem of your floral and foliage. So they are very time consuming. So unfortunately I don't do them. What I do between, I do videos what can last about between an hour and 2 hours. This video would be much longer. Again, because they are so time consuming. They're worth it, but very time consuming. Right, I'm pulling this one off of its main stem. So we've got and that. I may bring that spare one in the centre. I'm going to just remove all the brown paper. So place a little glue on this one. And I'm going to go towards where the wreath is underneath these pine. And I'm going to slightly bend it down so it's at an angle. So I haven't chosen a lot of foliage because this is covered in it. Place this one. Again, I'm going at a diagonal position. Oops, I just dropped the berries. I may have to attach those back on. So we've got those there. Now I've got that one. I'm going to place this one in the centre. We may as well use this whole stem. We'll have that sitting just there, like so. Oh, let me have my cup of coffee. Now, let's just move the bow. We're going to get really quite glittered up today. So I'm going to go with the cypress leaves. Again, I'm going to lift up the pine so I can get to the base of the wreath, if I can find it. And have that sitting there. And so that's with that one. I may bring one in the centre as well. So our bow is going to sit in here. So we'll bring this one down further. We'll do the same on the opposite side. So what I'm doing on one side, I will, on some things, repeat it on the opposite side. Let's just see if it's coming out. Right. Just grab that little piece there. Then I'm going to bring one here as well. So we have that. I could bring, let's just have a look. Yeah, I think it's needed 2 more. That's an oddment, so I'll grab another one. So we'll bring one around here. just bring them out a little bit. So I'm not going to use any more of those. Doesn't it make you look forward to Christmas, to Santa coming? Oh. Right. So I want these red ones in as well, and I want to place these in between each of the silver cypress. And again, I'm not going to cut these. I want them as they are. So we'll place these in to either side of the pine cone or pine needles as well at the top. Are you a glitter person, guys? Do you love, or are you a hater of the glitter? Not, probably not because how it looks. It looks nice, but with it shedding. I'm a bit, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Because it can be quite messy. But I do like to see it. Bring that one like so. And then I'm going to go in between here as well. If I could bring some of the pine needles underneath, so they're not too much of a cluster here. So I'm just going to turn so we can get to this side. Probably need about another 4. And place, as soon as I get to around here, I do place them in at an angle, the stems. So then by placing them in like that, you're only going to have to bend them. So, but if you place them in at a diagonal position, then they will just sit down, facing downwards, how you probably would like them to be. If you want them sticking out, you know, horizontally, then just place them in straight. yeah, we'll just do another 2. Well, this one and another one. We'll get one more. Just slightly turn it so I could look at all the glitter. I could, if I wanted in this colour, place one at the bottom. Let's do that so it's got the red right at the tip as well. Try and straighten the stem. Whoops. And have that just at the bottom as our tip. Right, so now I want to just place in our bow. Again, where our bow will sit. I should have put a cable tie in actually. But it will sit around here. So because I've got the stem of the pine needles, I'm going to wrap the wire underneath and around it instead of going through the back. And attaching it to the main spine. If I can get it through, there we go. I want 2 going down this side of the tail ends and then the other 2 being attached down this side. So if I just twist, let me just look at it from this angle, guys, because it's on this side. I'm just twisting it like you would at the back of your wreath. And cut some off. And then pop it underneath. Like so. So let me just place these in the back in the bag. Out of the way. Oh, I've got glitter all over me. Right, I want this cypress leaf to be coming out from the bottom of our bow. And then because I started with the white and silver glittered bow, I'm going to, that goes on the bottom. So, and then the red one with the berries are sitting on top. So I place them together like that, place my hand underneath, look where I would like it to attach, and then just slide it up so it creates that loop. So that's where I would like it, around there. You can either get a cable tie or a floral wire. I will pinch it together, wrap the floral wire around one way with one end and go back the opposite with the other, and then just twist it at the back so it stays together. And then I've got the two here that I will attach. So I will attach it again with some wire around the wreath. So I will attach it to the wire, what's holding all the twigs on the wreath together. Pull that through. And then twist. And then push it inside the wreath base. So that's our first one. Now our second one, I will do the same. I want a bit of tail end hanging because I want to bring this coming in to the end along with that one, so they meet up here. So I'm going to do it about here. Everybody has their own way of doing things. So if you've got more of a comfortable way to do this, that's wonderful. So let's bring it slightly in. I've got the pine, what we placed in first with the pine cones. I'm going under the main stem of that because it is extremely sturdy and strong. And then pop that back into the wreath base. Like so. So then this, if I just move the berries, will meet down at the bottom like that. So then we'll do the same with the others. And I'm going to do them the same place on the opposite side. I'm putting my hands under both of them so I get a very similar height with them both. I'm just going to stand up. Doesn't have to be the perfect height, you know, where they're both exactly on. So we'll go under the main stem of this. Now I'm twisting this one on the top, but I will make a U-bend with the wire and pop it back into the wreath base. So that goes back. And push that in. Just use my snips for a bit of force. There we go. So that's that one. I've got something on that. And I'll do the same with this, bringing it in. See where I fastened it? On there. So pinch this as well. Just make sure I've done it. Yeah. Now do the same, thread it underneath the pine needles and pine cone. I can find where it is. There we have it. And then just pop that one back into the wreath base as well. So, and then lift up some of my foliage, bring it underneath so it joins with the one at the bottom. So now I've got in the bow, because we've got the white and silver one there, I will bring the red one after the white on the end. We're going by the ribbon that is on the tail ends, that is right at the end. So then on this side I will swap. I don't want red on red, so I'll swap it so the white is on the outer side, like so. And then I'll do that the opposite on this side, bring the white on the outside and the red on the inside, and then I'll alternate it up here and the white becomes on the inside. So we've got that effect. So let me just get all this out of the way. Now we've got the bows on, all the glitter. Now we have our baubles or Christmas ornaments. I may just place one here. I don't really do even numbers. I wonder if I could place the other one above and have that up here instead. Or do I bring them all down? Bring that one a little bit further. I would have to cable tie these because they are quite weighty. I've got to hold them because I'm so scared in case they do fly off. They're like a brownie red. It's a weird coloured red. I think I may do it like that. So let's just gently turn. Let's get some cable ties ready. I'm wondering if I could bring that under there. No, it's not sitting properly. So I'm keeping the stems this length because I need to cable tie them in several places. So I'm placing them together first. Or do I bring that one down? No, take it up. So I'm going to cable tie one on this one on first. And again, I'm going under the wreath base. I can just lift it there. Bring the cable tie through. I've done it like so. Now I will bend these upright a little bit. Just move that leaf out of the way. I'm going to just get my pliers so I can get a better pull for it to be tight. Like that. And then lift like so. Just take that one out and we'll get the other one. And I'm going to place that one. Yeah. On here. So let's just, now I know where it's going, get another cable tie. And do the same thing. You know, you do this if you've got lots or they're quite heavy. I like to give them a little bit of extra support. Right, so now we've brought that through. And we will be having things in between them as well. I'm going to cut this one a little bit because I don't want it going all the way up. Just see where I'm going to place this one around here. Oh gosh, I thought that was going to fall off. I'm just trying to look for where the cable tie's gone. have it. I'm going to just take that off so I can just thread the cable tie before I pour. Let's see. So I want that one bending a little bit further up. I'm going to just take that off. I may need another one to hold this. The centre one doesn't feel so secure, but I can see where the end of the stem is. Oh, it's popped out now. So I'm going to have to maybe... You will come across problems like this. Just trying to see if I can get it a little bit further. I'd rather it be secure than and have peace of mind. So I'm going to add an extra one. That feels a little bit more secure. So we'll cut that one off, and this one down here as well. They are very heavy. Right, so I've got those. I think I need to line them up a little better, like so. Right. So what I'm going to do is just place in some bit of filler foliage to start with around the centre to give them support again. this one. I'll bring one up here just behind our bow. As well. So we'll add the rest of those in at a later stage. So let's get, do I bring the, I think I'm going to put the, probably the birch, I think they are, and then bring maybe these just slightly out a little bit here. So let's get that one. Like so. Got any more ornaments? Yeah. I'm going to bring one up above. Hello? Oh, hello. Oh, I'd love one. I've got glitter in my cup. So, oh, it's great when your kids have got the day off of work. He's back tomorrow though. So I'm going to bring that, if I can, in here. Up. Lift that back up. So I've got those there. Now I may, because we're going further down, just add single ones and place those on picks. There. I don't know where to hold because it's not a wreath, everything's underneath. And that one there. And just under here we'll place that one. And I'll grab one more. And that one's there. So I'm not going to place any more of those in. Excuse me. So I want to have a go at chopping one of these up. I don't know why I got all those out. And you can pull these off as well. I'm just going to see. Yeah, they're still wired. Some you get where they're not. So I'm going to do it like that, I think. Now I'm going to have one where it's singular. Thank you. Let's take the tag off. We don't want the tag. You get them where they are attached. Again, as I've said quite a few times, that's just for the when they're being shipped out, that they stay in shape. You just cut them off. Right, so I'm going to, with these, bring some red. Again, it's a glittery one today. I may bring some red under here as well. Add that in there. On top as well. Get some in here as well. And I'm bringing some red above so it's balanced, you know, it balances out with the colours. And then I've got the smaller, just with the one leaf on. I'll bring that down here. And I'll do the same on this side as well. can get it in. I'll just try that again. Get the glue strings. Look at all the glue strings. My glue pan today is very stringy. But that's okay, we work with that. I will straighten the bow up, guys. Now I've got one left. Do I bring... some up here? And then I've got this. Now I want to bring one in with the bow. So I don't just want the bow to be left by itself. I'd rather have a little bit of something with it. I want to add some other pieces as well. Right, I want to get some berries. Let's... and get them apart. And again, I'm considering leaving those as a cluster. You get 5 in a bunch, 5 pieces in a bunch. And I'm wanting to bring, if I just place it in, some of our berries on top. As well, so I wanted to perhaps maybe bring some up here. Again, if you're not sure, just place them in first before you actually attach them, just to see if you like how they are and how they sit with the other elements that you have. Because they're a cluster, I don't want them close to each other as I go down. I know they're quite close here, so I may split those across. And if I can just lift that up a minute and place that there. Just to see how it looks. And do one on this side as well. And because I've got one in the centre there, bring one and sit it on the red foliage down here. Now let's have a look if we need 2 more there. they're about they're about 10 inches away here, and then there's a really big space there, so I may need to bring these ones just a little bit more in, or add some more, should I say. Around here and here. And then bring those down a little bit more. I think that would be better. I think they're a little bit too close. So if I could bring these up a little. That's the joy of just placing them without putting them in, just to see how they sit. I think that would be better. Instead of them all being, you know, relatively close with each other. I don't want too much in on this one because I want to see all these pines. I don't think I'm going to place these in. That'll take it away. I will find something to do with those. And I think with the ginkgo leaves, I could just add the odd one. Or do? I may put those in instead. But then I want to add in a bit of the ivy also around, instead of just in the centre. We don't need no more fern. So I'm going to place, where I've just put all these berries, I'm going to place them in. I quite like that there's a lot of berries in, because I'm not using any floral today, so I think the berries will help with that as well. So let me start at the bottom, because they are just slightly leaning out and they will drop. Just hold under here. Let's just see how that's going in, because they're not extremely strong stems. They're very thin, just with some paper on over the wire. As soon as you put a bit of pressure on, then they bend. And I will show you. As soon as you push in, oh, I've got two here. As soon as you push in the stem into the grapevine, that's what happens. So they're not very strong. So you can either cut them down or place them. If you just turn it over and just glide them in, like so. I want to keep the stems long because there's elements around what need that space, you know, the gaps. So I need to place in elements that are long enough on stems. In fact, what I'm going to do, instead of cutting them, I'm going to fold it. Fold some of the stems at the bottom, just to give it a little bit more strength. That's better, that's better. And we'll do the same with this one. Fold this one over about an inch, inch and a half, depending on how far you want it to go into the wreath. Oh, I've got a stem that's popped out there, so here's my snips. So I'm going to cut that bit off. And push in a little bit more, like so. And I'm just working my way around. Oops, let's get the stringy bits. Now this one's going nearer to the top. So with this one. Excuse me. And again, there's people who have we all have different styles and tastes in designs, what we like or what we don't like. So today I just thought I'm not going to add floral. I'm going to keep it simple, just add a bit of a bow and the Christmas ornaments. And that's basically all I was going to do today on this one. And again, I know people who actually like more foliage. Did I put that one in? No. More foliage and no floral, or just foliage and berries with a bow and no, or you know, attachments or anything. So we all have his own little style. We'll place that one in as well. Sorry, I didn't realise you probably can't see what I'm doing because it's grown. So sorry. And then we'll place this one. I can see behind. We'll place that one there. So I'm going to bring a bit of greenery in with the bow. Just grab a little piece as well. So it's again not just looking lonely. Incorporate a bit of colour. So let's have a look at our birch. Now I've got a few oddments in here. Do I, don't I? Or do I bring them on the bottom? I think I may bring a few. I'm not sure. Let's... Something's telling me I need something here with a wider leaf. There's a lot of red at the top, so I think I may need to break those up. Don't want too many. I can just turn it like there. If I can bring that there. No, that doesn't look right there. I want one there and then one here on the bottom. And I think I may have one here. And just do, a few, just a small amount of it. Just to show that there's a broader leaf in there. So again, let's go around. And add those in. Lift it up a little. That's that one. I know this, I'll place this on the bottom under the green. And we'll do the same with that one. So we'll place that one under here as well, under the green foliage. And then the last two up above, if I turn it this way. Because there's a lot of red around here with big clusters. So I'm just trying to break those up a little tiny bit by adding in the silver, the fuller leaves as well. So now I'm just going to go around with my coffee. And we're going to just add in some little pieces of ivy for our filler. Excuse me. Oh, that's just gone down the wrong hole, as we say. And I'm going to just bring some in for like filler. Like here, oops, the glue string. And that wants to be cut a little bit. This stem's just a little bit too long. I just want it at the base of the glittered foliage. Sorry about my head, everybody. It's rather rude of me. Good one in here as well. And then if you don't want to use ivy, you know, to fill it in, you could easily just, you know, add in holly if you prefer the holly. You could add that in instead. Or if you don't want either of those, you just want like eucalyptus or Italian ruscus or willow, you know, they all are beautiful, or pothos, or salal, anything like that. They all will look really pretty no matter what. Just to add that little bit of depth into your arrangement. So it just, you know, doesn't look quite bare. Well, I doubt it would look bare, that's the wrong word. And then I'm going to get one more piece. Oops, I've got two out. I may use the other one. And I'm going to place, sorry, it's doing it again, that the swag moves down to the bottom of the workbench. Just add that little bit in there. Bit of green there. So let's use this one I've got out and do the same up above. Just put that little piece up there. So I've not used really a lot because the wreath bases already had the majority of everything on, you know, the foliage. And I think that is what's helped that red in. Again, I didn't really want the ribbon. I just wanted the ribbon as well to act as a bit of like filler, where it's covering up some of the actual wreath base as well. So I'm going to just slightly overlap those. Like so. If they won't stay in place, just place a bit of glue behind one of them. I feel something's needed there, just each side here. We've got the red here, so I may get two oddments I've got in here. There's one, that was good. And just add in something here. It just looks a little bit bland. There's not really no, you know, green or colour there, should we say. I wonder if I've got another one like that. I can't see one. Let's take that piece, so I can put that in there. And just give that a little bit of colour here as well. So what could I put? I was thinking something like the white berry or something. Could I just pull that off, because that's hidden? Maybe that one. There's two sets of berries on there. And just add a little berry there, because you can't really see these under this. And then stick these onto the ivy stem. Oh, let's get the... Just add a little touch of white in the centre. I'm just sticking them onto the stem of the ivy. So I may... Did I have another small one? I'm going to put another one of these in at the top, under the bow, just to fill that little area where it was a little bit bare up above. So let me just, I think I've got the odd stem that's just come through. I just, well, I can, oops, that's a longish one. Now I don't know if I can get to some of these, because they're just, I can just see a little bit of them. I don't know, let's see. Other than that, that's wonderful. Oh gosh, look at the glitter, guys. Right, I'm not going to add any more in with that. Again, as I said, it came with all the foliage, well, majority of it. I don't want to hide it. I want to see the pine. But that is our arrangement, our swag for today. Just get some of this glitter. So if you don't really want to do it in the red and silver, I know red and gold is very, you know, very warming and very pretty. But if you want to do it in a silver and ice blue, I got an order for that. Silver and ice blue. 8-foot garland with a wreath to go to match the garland in ice blue and silver. For a customer. So let me just move these out of the way, bring the camera up. So I don't stand on them. Just put them up there. Get our easel. want these baubles, you could, or Christmas ornaments, you could easily just place them with poinsettias, if that's what you would prefer. I think I may need to hire this. Just you know, organising and making sure everything's okay. I think I may need to hire it a little bit more. Where's the white ribbon at the bottom? Let's hire it a little bit more. It's still touching the surface. That's about right. That's better. Right, I'll bring up the camera. Just turn the easel around. So one moment. Right. I may have to... Oh, I've got my camera stand on the wonk. I think that wants just manipulating a little bit over to the side. I'll have to play around with that after, guys. I'm trying to make sure you can get a full view. Let me just see what it's like if I zoom out and then come in. It's not really have any difference, is there? Apart from my cat. Right, so this is what we've done today out of our beautiful red and silver and white. Let me just get that pine straight. Just with three, like a brownie red. It's weird red. They come in the packet with, say, red, but I think more of a brownie red. Christmas baubles or ornaments. We've done obviously a bow here, and we've added in our berries, the cluster of berries, our birch, our cypress leaves, and our just a mixture of foliage here, and our small mountain pine needles with our ivy, and obviously it comes with the Norfolk pine as well added in. So, and the silver fern. So again, if you want to do something like this, you could actually bring one of the baubles up here and have one under the bow and one near the bottom, or centralize it. I just wanted them all under the bow, but you can do that. There's many ways of, you know, arranging or placing in your Christmas baubles. And again, I didn't want too much foliage in, with us having quite a bit in with these. And again, I didn't want any did I just say floral, or did I say foliage? You know, I'm going crazy. I'm sure I'm going crazy. I didn't want a lot of floral in. Let's get that one right. Or should I say I didn't want any floral in. I wanted to show you that you don't always have to place in like Christmas poinsettias or roses or any other, you know, hydrangeas, any other flower of your choice. You can just go without, just place in berries and foliage, you know, and maybe some attachments or baubles or a bow. It's your decision, and just work around it with the different coloured and glittery foliage as well, and then just different spiky textures like the pine, just to give it that, you know, different contrast, and then also some smooth flat leaves as well, so like that, and also the ivy. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Again, I got those swags from Home Bargain in the UK. Again, don't quote me. £4.99, I think, or maybe a pound or £2 over. I can't quite remember, but they're well worth getting one, because again, the main foliage is already set out for you. You just basically add in your elements around the shape of what they've done. So, which is especially a great help for beginners if they're not sure concerning they want to make a swag, but they don't understand how to get that shape of like the teardrop shape. Well, these sort of swags what are ready made will help you along the way with that. They've already given you the shape, and you just follow that shape with your elements. So again, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please give it a go, whichever colour you desire, and enjoy and have some fun. And please subscribe, share and like to everybody who you know, bring them along, come and have a good look what you can create, and hopefully it'll give you some ideas or inspire you to actually give it a go, either in the same colours or in something different. So I did say I was going to show you the 2-tier cake spray, didn't I? That's just popped in my head. Right, I've got it here. What time is the lady's coming in half an hour? So again, I used my hat boxes. I placed tape on them to hold them down and put foam in the centre. And at the top I have the an arrangement on the top, so it's actually on top of the cake, and then it goes down. If I can hold it, it goes down. I've placed in a little bow. The lady chose this bow going down, and she chose the begonias in the autumn colours, the off-white seed heads, some very light foliage, some rosemary, some gold little berries dotted around as well, some orange, two-tone orange ranunculus, and some orange roses, and some white blossom also. So it's not fastened because underneath, once I've finished, again, I've had to tape each stem, place them on when I say place them on a wire, I mean these floral wires, not a pick, because it would become too thick. So I have to place them on pull each head off of its stem, place it on a, if I just sort of like, if I can give you an idea. I'm just going to pull one leaf off. So I've just pulled the tip of the begonia off of the stem. I've had to then get glue on the end, place it in the hole, and it comes through, bend it over at the tip like so it's a U-bend, twist that, so obviously you don't want any sharp bits going in, so then you've got a thin fine stem. And once you've done that, you then have to get your floral tape, go right up to the top to cover your mechanics, and then go down and tape. Just keep going. I'll do this roughly because obviously it's not for anybody. So you just go down as far as you need. And once you've got to where you need, pull it off, and that's one you've done. And you have to do that on every single flower, foliage, leaf, berry, even the, you know, this bit of leaf or the seed heads. Once you've done that, I do have a long wire where I've bent it into shape. Then you place that, we'll do it for an example, onto the main wire like that, and you tape it back on. So you have to tape that on, going down to however you need. It's usually about 2 inch you'll tape down, and you keep the tape attached. You don't take it off. And then you get your other flower or foliage, do the same what we did with the begonia leaf, place it underneath, and then get your tape again once you've taped that up, and cover that on your main stem as well. So it is very time consuming, guys. So that, you know, it would take me quite a while to do it and show you guys. And once I've finished, you've got your main stem underneath. You have to try and hide this main stem underneath, you know, from the view, from each side view, as well as the top. Then I have to place a wire in here and then cover that wire because it will have chemicals on. Get some straw, cover it, glue the straw on, and that would be okay, and seal the end as well. So then you place that in the cake, and that will not give off any chemical elements into the cake. And I have bent it into shape, so again I can't really, unless I lift it, so, but it will sit like that at the top. Then it goes round, as you can see, around the front, and you just keep going until you've finished the end of the main wire, and you get to the tip. So you place one of these straw covers on the bottom as well as on the top of the cake, and that just sits around. And then when they take it to the cake, they just have to push these stems, white stems, into the cake to hold it in place. So I've got that out ready for the lady to see, and that is what I have done as well. I mean, all the other flowers are all boxed up, so I can't get those out. So yes, so it's been a busy weekend, and a few days last week, and then the weekend as well. So that's the reason I've not been able to do a video. So my apologies again. So anyway, guys, give this a go in any colour. Enjoy it. Try it with the bow where you're doing the waterfall effect. If you don't want that, that's fine. Don't worry. You know, not everybody likes that sort of thing. But whichever way you decide, have fun and have, you know, enjoy. So take care, guys. Have a wonderful day. God bless, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. So let's just stand out the way. So there's our ribbon with the red berries on. There's our cluster of seeds, our silver fern and ivy, and our pine cones, our flock pine cones. And then we have the glittered clustered foliage with a few red berries here as well. And again, a close-up of these twiggy bits, and our fern, our lovely baubles. It's a bit dark in here today. Going down the glass ones, and our red rose leaf spray, glitter spray as well, and our birch leaves. Oh, and our pine needles here, the small ones, and our lovely cypress leaves in the glittery red as well. I can't think if I've missed anything out. I don't know. My apologies if I have. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I hope you give it a go. So have a wonderful day. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye.